And we start on the Daily Monitor in Uganda this morning and share with you the big stories there. It says, MPs Sacco buys land in wetland. That's a big story in Uganda this morning. And also UPDF, we've killed 20 ADF rebels in attack in DR Congo. It goes on to say this morning, Muhumuza, a talent gone too soon. That's a sad story, it seems. Tribute on page 3 of the Daily Monitor. And also Chief Justice to fight poverty in Northern. These are the big ones that we can find. Of course, a picture there. Reclamation, it says the environmental watchdog says part of the land on block 180 in Kitukue village is on wetland. Of course, one of the things that is being developed. But of course, you can find out more about these purchase of land in wetland by MPs Sacco. That's much that we can share from the Daily Monitor this morning. Let's move now to Kenya and see what we can find over there.
Right. On the front page of the Daily Nation in Kenya, the big story says, the law, Constitution gives Kenyans right to hold peaceful demonstrations. Arrest me. Raila police lock horns. Tension as a tough-talking Inspector General of Police yesterday warned that his officers would not spare anyone who participates in today's protest. Azimio leader Raila Odinga dared the police to arrest him. Meanwhile, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki has announced the government will push a new law to restrict demonstrations. The handing of positions only hurts Kenyans more. The details are on pages 4 and 5. Of course, we know that Kenya has been on, would I call it sitting on keg of explosives, it would seem, because they had been talking about Raila Odinga had threatened this protest for the longest time. 20th of March was the deadline. They've started this protest, was held last week, Monday, and what started off as a peaceful protest degenerated into something quite chaotic. Reports have it that Kenyans lost about I think it was Rigathi Gachagua that said Kenyans lost $50 million in that protest. So it's just an unfortunate situation. On the one hand, they do have a right to protest. The right to peaceful demonstration is enshrined in the Constitution. But on the other hand, how do you draw the line between peaceful demonstration and riots? Because it's just a thin line a lot of the times, that we've seen protests around, even here in Nigeria. What starts out as a simple protest, peaceful demonstration, is then hijacked by hoodlums and becomes something violent. Yeah,
it's just sad, and there's no other way to describe this. I understand Raila Odinga has his points and, is seemingly or supposedly fighting for the Kenyan people, and we've repeatedly said it, that he has such a large following that, it's almost hard to not be able to pull those numbers out to the streets to, demand a better Kenya. And I've continued to ask, did Kenya become suddenly worse in the last 100 days of William Ruto's government? Or has it always been, in this pretty much the same situation? Well, and they, Raila Odinga is just spinning the story to seem like William Ruto is the problem or is the cause of the economic challenges in Kenya. So I don't know.
Right. I mean, there's been lots of complaints about William Ruto's administration because what it did seem was people saw him as this positive ray of light, this beacon of hope that would come and all of a sudden turn around Kenya's problems. But then it seems that 6 months into his tenure, they've seen him lift up subsidy. Cost of living has skyrocketed, and it's just very sad to see what's happening. Well, we are going to only find out in a few hours what happens, because Raila Odinga has told the police, he has dared the police to arrest him, even though they have threatened to arrest people who participate in the protest. We'll be bringing you more updates by here on News Central as well. Still on the front page, how schools use uniform cartels to fleece parents. Special report, tea pickers turn to bank to dull the pain of grinding labor. And we also have here, colorectal cancer cases on the rise among young people. High schooler, new students companion. And that's all that we can take this morning on the Daily Nation. Let's move from the east to the west.
All right, and on the Punch newspapers this morning in Nigeria, it says here, INEC votes 3 billion naira to fight electoral cases. Fight? APC, PDP and Labour Party differ on Commission's litigation budget. Litigation costly, budget may not be enough, says senior lawyers. Fight? It might be hard to understand, and this is really the thing, because it brings back the conversation when people say, a thing has not been done properly, and the response is, oh, go to court. If the Independent National Electoral Commission is looking for 3 billion naira to fight electoral cases, it maybe also shows you the depth of defense that they're hoping to put up and the amount of accusations that they feel like will be thrown at them.
Yep.
Exactly, because once again, if you carried out a process that was free, fair, credible, and you know that your hands are completely clean and there's nothing much that needs to be defended, you don't need 3 billion naira to go to court.
Right. Well, yeah, and not just free, fair, and credible. Free, fair, and credible are seen
by everyone.
By everyone. Absolutely. Because you can, on the one hand, say what you did was free, fair, and credible, but do people see it as free, fair, and credible?
It's a big question, but I guess, it's within their rights to also go to court and defend, themselves as a body. PDP vows probe as Benue Ward suspends Iyocha Ayu. The drama continues in the PDP. UK sanctioned 10 Nigerians. Envoy chides Fani Kayode. I hope we have a little bit of those conversations this morning. Also, political rascals. Afenifere Knox Iwanyawo demands Ohanese's clarification. And I think, it's pretty obvious that, the games that are being played here with that video clip. Buhari, Obasanjo, Jonathan and others mourn Oladipo Dia, if you remember, of course, in the last year of the Sani Abacha rule in Nigeria. The name General Oladipo Dia became very popular for, allegedly planning a coup here against Abacha's government. Airfares soar as foreign airlines hike exchange rates. Last mile arrest fake official making 35,000 naira daily. And also, Ramadan ex-governor donates 240 trucks of foodstuff and to a group. A group to feed 2,000 daily. These are the stories that we can share on the Punch newspapers and all the stories that we can share this time.